Well, hello there, 50 fans. Welcome to another bonus episode. On this episode, today we're going to be talking about the forbidden fruit, the thing I'm not supposed to be talking about. That's right, today we're going to be talking about boot mods. Okay, now that we got the title screen done with, let's get into it. Actually, pause for a second. Let's get some other things cleared up. First, I urge you to subscribe. Please hit that little red button down there. And I promise you, unless you clicked in the opt-in for emails little thing when you subscribe, you're not going to get bombarded with emails. Not going to be a bother. Essentially, all you're doing is helping me. It makes my numbers grow bigger, which makes it look better for sponsors, and it makes this whole project continue to go on. So, please subscribe. Second thing is, if you have any ideas for bonus episodes, let me know. We all got a lot of time on our hands right now, time indoors, which is why I'm shooting this video right now and not out chasing lines. This pandemic, it's a little scary, and I'm trying to abide by the rules, try to abide by what the scientists are urging us to do, which is stay inside. So I'm going to be shooting more of these videos, so any suggestions you have, let me know. And yes, I will do the Bjarne episode. I want to shoot that as much as anybody, but, he's in Portland and I'm in Tahoe. It's going to kind of hard to shoot that together when we're apart. All right, third thing. This episode is brought to you by Tahoe Sports Hub, like it has been before. But the difference is I'm not there right now because, again, we are locked inside. And companies like Tahoe Sports Hub, they're going to need our support when we come out of this. If you want to help support your local shop, please, I urge you to buy some gift cards. And then when this whole mess is done with, go visit them. These are the guys that keep our community afloat. And they're the guys that are going to be doing specifically what I'm talking about today, which is boot modifications. And they're going to be doing it probably better than I, and they're going to be doing it better than you especially. So now we can get into the episode. Okay, so let's get to modifying our boots. Actually, let's not. We're going to start with some disclaimers. First off, don't modify your boots. Seriously, I strongly, strongly urge you to not do what I'm about to do today. The reasons? Well, first off, could be dangerous. You remember last year when my boot failed on top of Pyramid Peak?
What happened?
Well, my boot's broken.
Still not going to work all that great. But it'll get me down. That's what happens when you're an amateur builder.
Well, it was specifically because of a modification I did and that modification failing. And if all of a sudden you're up on top of a super exposed, very gnarly line and your boot breaks because of a modification, well, that'd suck. And I don't want to put you in that position. The second reason, well, it's really expensive. I'm lucky. I'm sponsored by Salomon. Back on this wall, I have like 10 pair of boots. So I get free boots. I also get free parts. All these parts I collect while I'm over in Odyssey at the Salomon headquarters. Those parts are really hard to find. Actually, in fact, I've never found them anywhere besides at the Salomon ADC headquarters. The third thing is, you might make your boots worse. Seriously, I've been modifying boots for a long time, and I've made a lot of shitty boot modifications. So you might buy this $900 boot that was specifically designed by some of the best engineers in the world, and it might work for you great, and then all of a sudden you decide to copy my modifications. Well, that boot all of a sudden might suck. So, again, urge you, don't modify your boots. But now, you're going to see why I modify my boots. So the question is, why modify your boots? Well, there's a ton of different reasons. Most people actually all modify their boots in some sort of way. They go to a shop like Tahoe Sports Hub, they buy a pair of boots, and then they usually get them fitted. They take them back into the boot tech and they fit them more to their foot. That's modding your boots. They might even add a different power strap, or they might add footbeds. That's modding your boots. For me, I do a lot of that stuff, but what we're doing today is something a little bit extra. And the reason why I do these extra modifications generally is for testing, it's for understanding boots, and it's a lot for providing feedback to the companies I work with, like Salomon. So these modifications and what I'm going to be doing today, well, I'm going to be taking a Salomon XL boot and modifying it to test a few different things that I want to get out of this boot. This is a ski boot that values the up just as much as the down. What does that mean? Well, this boot is hyper lightweight. It has a massive range of movement. It essentially walks uphill like a tennis shoe or a hiking shoe, but can ski back down like a ski boot. This boot was originally designed for ski mountaineering, alpinism, really big ski tours, and even things like ice climbing. But for me today, what I want to experiment with is if I can make this boot increase its downhill performance without losing its walkability and not adding too much weight. Last year, I modified this boot, and it was the boot that failed on top of Pyramid Peak. So I'm going to try not to repeat that failure while also increasing its downhill performance and not decreasing its walkability. So take a time, crack a beer, preferably Sufferfest beer because they support this project, and now watch ahead. Okay, so there it is, my modified XL. So what I did today was I essentially added this third ankle buckle. This was originally 2 buckles and I made it 3. Hopefully what this ankle strap does, this ratchet style system, is it increases my heel retention, because when your heel lifts in a ski boot, you lose a ton of power. You want to have that heel locked down. I mean, think about the difference if you were running in a tennis shoe versus running in a sandal. Just having that heel locked down increases your power. The other thing I'm hoping to do is to prevent this lower cuff from blowing out. So if you flex forward in a boot and the lower cuff blows out, essentially you're translating the power from your body and legs into the ski boot. If you can prevent that lower cuff from blowing out, that power goes through the boot and into the actual ski. The other thing I did was take what was originally kind of an ankle strap and I moved it forward. This is a U-shaped cutout boot. It's not an overlap boot. So essentially there is nothing plastic in between here. And what can happen is the whole boot can kind of torsionally move side to side, especially in hard snow conditions, especially in tech bindings. So what I tried to do was essentially bridge that gap with something hard, like a metal buckle, and I moved that up here. So hopefully I increased downhill performance without decreasing the uphill performance too much. Obviously I did by adding weight. There might be a little less range of movement with this strap there, but that's going to be tested on snow. Hopefully one of these days, hopefully this winter, probably this summer. And in the meantime, again, don't do this at home. If you want something like this, go to your shop, talk to them about potentially modifying your boots, or just wait to see this kind of boot on the shelves in the future. You know, like I said, I'm going to report back to Salomon with some of our modifications, and hopefully we can see some of this stuff in the future. Maybe not this exact thing because it doesn't work, and they're generally a lot smarter with boot design than I am, but I'm going to try and experiment the way I can. So anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Stay safe out there.